All right, let's do a quick video on arithmetic series. All right, so they're related to arithmetic sequences, except that you're going to be taking the sum of a select range of terms within that sequence. Now, for this video and what you're going to be expected to know for IB Math SLAI is a finite sum. So it's not an infinite sum, it's just a finite sum. So you're going to have a beginning and end point. You're going to be adding those up, right? So let's talk about some of the notation real quick. In case you forgot, for a sequence, U sub n is the general term for the sequence. And for the series, we have S sub n. And later, we're going to teach you about the sigma notation, which means the same thing, but it's written in a different way. But we'll save that for later. So S sub n means that you're going to find the first n terms of the sequence, the sum of the first n terms. So for example, if we had this sequence right here, 4, 6, 8, 10, and we wanted to find S4, the series, that means you add up the first 4 terms. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms here. So 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10, well, that's 10, 10, that's 28. See? So you could always do it this way, but a lot of the time that would be very time consuming, and your chances of making a simple arithmetic error would be pretty high. So there are two formulas that we're going to be using for the series. The first one is S sub n is equal to n divided by 2. This n and this n are the same, and then times the quantity of the sum of the first and the last term in the sequence, U sub 1 plus U sub n. Now this one, if you know the first and you know the last, you're going to use it. It's really, really easy. But sometimes you won't know the last, and it might be a lot of work to find it. And so there is another that we can use right here. So n divided by 2 times the quantity right here. You can see twice the first term plus n minus 1 times d. So you use this one if you know the first term and the common difference, but you don't know the last term. So yeah, sometimes you have to do a little bit of thinking to figure out which one is best for the situation, but it can be a good idea to write them both down and then kind of mess with the information you have, see which is easiest. And of course, we still have our general term for the arithmetic sequence. All right, let's go through a couple of examples and see how this works. Man, 2 videos in a row with a notification. All right, so example 1, we have an arithmetic sequence. It's got U1 is 8 and U6 is 28, and we're told to find the series S sub 6. So that would be U1 plus U2 plus, right, all of them. So we're not going to write them out and add them. We're going to use our formula. So our formula is S sub n equals n divided by 2 times the sum of the first and the last. And since this is 6, that's the last one. See, we're finding the 6th one. That's the first one. So this is U sub 1. This is U sub n because it's 6, and that's the 6th. So all we've got to do is say this. So we have 6 right here, right? So 6 over 2. U sub 1 is, I'll go ahead and write 8 plus 28. Right? So that's going to give us 3 times 36. Yeah. So I think that's 108. Right? Let's see, 18, 1. Yeah, that's 108. So those are pretty straightforward. They're not too bad if it's just like that and you just plug it in. Similarly, if you want to use the other formula and they give you the difference and they give you the first one, those are pretty good too. All right, let's talk about a trickier one. It says find the series up to 8, given that this arithmetic sequence has a third term of 14 and it has a 6th term of 23. So this one, man, this one's a little bit uglier. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to find out what D is no matter what, because we're going to have to find out what the first one is. So I'm going to go ahead and write out our formula right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug these two in to find D, right? So I'm going to plug in U sub 6 equals u sub 3 plus times d. Now, n again, it's not going to be 3 because it's going to be 4 because we have the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth terms. That's 4 terms. So like that. So 23, 14 plus 3d. So subtracting 14, I get 9 equals 3d. So 3 is equal to d. Another notification. All right. 3 is equal to d. Okay, so now that I know what that is, I can figure out what u sub 1 is, because u sub 1 I can solve like this. Right? Using my formula for the nth term again, I know that this right here is 14, and 1, 2, and 3, so they got 3 there, so this is 2, right? So 14 equals u1 plus 6, 8 is equal to u1. All right, so now I've got u1, I've got d. So my other formula, the one we haven't used yet, I'm going to write it out very carefully. N divided by 2, and then 2u1, twice of u1, plus n minus 1 times d. All right, so I can plug this in right here. I've got to find up to 8. So n is 8. So S8 is going to be 8 over 2. 2 times u1 is 8, plus 7, right, because it's going to be 8 minus 1, times 3. D is 3. Yep, D is 3. Okay, so 4 is going to be equal to, 4 times 16 plus 21. Right, so that's 37 times 4, 8, 2, 12, 14, 148. So S8 equals 148. So yeah, you've got your two formulas. The tricky part about this is figuring out which formula to use and then figuring out your clues so that you can find what it is that you don't have. So if you're missing U1, you can figure that out. If you're missing the common difference, you're going to have to figure that out just using the clues, and it's going to work out all right for you. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's been useful. It's rather focused because we're working for building this together for IB Math, the SLAI level mathematics. And yeah, so it's pretty much focused on that, but the process, the concepts, the formulas, they're all the same no matter where you go. Sometimes they use different letters, but it's exactly the same thing. So anyway, have fun doing some math.